Hello everyone. Today I am going to show you that MU315 vibration lab experiment. This is called free vibration of 2 degree of freedom and 3 degree of freedom system, where the two in a simply supported beam, two objects will be there, two masses is there in one case, and another case there is a simply supported beam with three different mass, okay, and different distance loading condition, okay. So if an experiment of this experiment, say uh, we are giving exciting those system with uh, in first mode of vibration and second mode vibration we are giving. So you are get the two frequencies, two natural frequencies. First is in first case is the first natural frequency, and the second case second natural frequency. Now what is the natural frequency you are going to get in this experiment? So this is the theory behind this experiment. Is called this beam is a beam system where the two lump masses are there under simply supported boundary condition. Okay. Then one figure is there. This is the figure. Okay. So this is the figure where one beam is there, two mass is there. So if two masses, if you strike by a hammer in this position, then it will about the beam will about oscillating like this, about oscillating like this. Okay. Then this is called this is called free vibration, or this frequency you can call a natural frequency of this system. Okay. This is called fast mode because only one in the mid you are hammering by hammer, and for second frequency, for second so frequency you need to excite this system, one hammer from here, another from here. Okay. So this vibration mode shape will be you can get in the data acquisition system. Okay. So this is the first mode and this is the second mode. First mode means only one strike from the top by hammer, and the beam will about to oscillating like this. So this is called mode 1. And if you using two hammer at the same time you strike here and here, then this vibration will be occur like this. Okay. So this is say mode 1 and mode 2. And first mode, whatever frequency by this system, this frequency called natural frequency of this system. And for second mode of vibration, you get a frequency that is called second natural frequency of the system. Okay. So let me erase this one. Okay. So these are the theory. This manual will be shared to you. You can read these all those things. So I will point out the main things here. So here this mode shape. What is a mode shape? Mode shape of a vibration of a beam. Characteristics from the mode shape, and it is the model or natural frequency. The number of half wave in the mode shape indicate the mode variation of the beam in simply supported case. For example, beam and mode, these are the theory part, and for uh, calculating, we are using equation of motion. It's a Lagrange equation, and this is the equation of force. We can define this 2 degree or 3 degree freedom system. So this formula is for n degree of freedom system. So we are doing experiment up to second degree of freedom here, but infinite you can get. But we are going up to second degree of up to 3 degree of freedom. Okay. Then this is the formula, and here the T and V. So in this formula, kinetic energy and potential energy is considering. So first is kinetic energy. This part is potential energy, and this is the force, non-conservative generalized force. So this correspond to infinite number of generalized coordinate is given, and x dot is given for time derivative and time derivative of xi. So this is the formula. Okay. Then the kinetic and potential energy for multi-degree of freedom system can be expressed in matrix form. This is again matrix form, it is written. So this one, kinetic energy is one potential energy. So kinetic energy again written in terms of mass. This is potential energy in terms of stiffness. So stiffness, this is K, and this is the M for mass. So this is again generalized coordinate expression in downward direction. Again we substitute these two equation in equation 1, then obtain desired equation of matrix. This one, m into m double dot plus k into x into f. Okay, this is the non-conservative force equation. The equation of motion become, so this is no conservation of force, means path is it means no, this equation here in this case no conservation of force is happen. So this f1 fi is equal to 0. So the formula become like this. So where m diagonal mass matrix and k is the stiffness matrix. Okay, so this is the formula. So these are the theory things, you can read it. So it is total 73 pages of system. Okay, then I will move to the experimental part. So here I want to tell you that for acquiring those data, we are taking one data acquisition system, which is NI data acquisition system. So from data acquisition system, one sensor is connected. One sensor is this is sensor, and this is the data acquisition system. This is NI National Instrument Data Acquisition System, and we are using one PC to collect those signals. Okay. Now, so we are using in this for collecting data. We are using accelerometer. Okay, for sensing this natural frequencies. For first mode and second mode system, we are using accelerometer sensor to getting the acceleration of vibration. So here is the picture. This is one accelerometer one. This is the second accelerometer. So it will go to the data acquisition system, then it will come to PC. You can get the frequencies in the PC. Okay. So this is the one picture of that how to connect that accelerometer in the mass. This is the mass. This is your mass, and this is the sensor. This is the sensor. Sensor means accelerometer. Okay. So they already told you this is the mass of this system. So this type of there is two masses are there. 1 minute. This type of two masses is there in first condition. So in 2 degree of freedom, this type of two masses is there. This is the mass number one. Another will be here some. It is not showing in the figure. So now quickly go to the experiment. Okay, this is the data acquisition system. So we are using with that accelerometer. This data acquisition system give you data in the PC. Okay. So these steps you can read it yourself. I will directly go to the video part. Okay. Then where you can get a good. So in a video part, you will get the clear picture of this experiment. This is the procedure. Okay. These things you can read it by yourself. Let's move to the experiment. Okay. So this is the first one. So if you look here, this is the DAQ, this is the data acquisition system, DAQ box. So this is the PC, and here these are the ports, port 1, port 2, for connecting the accelerometer. Here you can connect up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, up to 8 numbers of you can connect the accelerometer or different kinds of sensor. Okay, let's play the video again. So here this is the our experimental setup. So here I am connecting with first we are going to do experiment with 2 degree of freedom. So this is the bar, this is the beam, this is the beam. Okay, this is the beam, and these are the masses. This is mass, say this is mass 1, and this is mass 2, and these two are the sensor, this is and this one. This is the accelerometer, these are the accelerometer. Okay, accelerometer. So when you connect the accelerometer in the DAQ, when then you need to strike here by hammer, so you will get the natural frequency of this 2 degree of freedom. In first case, in condition 1, this length from here one bearing is there, say both ends connected with bearing, okay. Here one bearing, say this is bearing A, and another is this side one bearing B is there. Okay, so in first condition, this length should be equal, means here bearing to the first load distance and this from here to second load, every distance should be equal. Then you need to connect your accelerometer and strike impact here by a hammer or impulse hammer. We are using wooden stick here in this experiment. So if you hit there, you will get the natural frequency of this system. Okay, let's play the video again. 1 minute, let me erase it all. Okay, this is the for second for second degree of freedom for 1 minute. For second degree of for second condition for 3 degree, this is for 3 degree of freedom. This beam is for 3 degree of freedom. Okay, this is for 3 degree. This is for 2 degree of freedom. So here two masses are there, mass 1, mass 2. So end condition, these are the bearings, bearing 1, bearing 2. So in second condition we have a 3 load, one mass 1, mass 2, and then mass 3. 3 mass are there, and here end condition bearings are there in this phase. Okay, these are the bearings. So in first case we are going to data with the 2 degree of freedom by considering this mass at different location. In first case, this distance should be equal. All this, say this is L1, L2, and this L3 should be equal in first case. And second case, this both this mass 1 and mass 2 will be, this mass will come here and this mass will go nearby the bearing. This is the second condition of 2 degree freedom data taking condition. Then in in third case, both this mass 1 and mass 2 we are kept here in the center. By that way we are taking three set of data by different position, by shifting the different location of these two mass. Accordingly, for 3 degree of freedom system, in the first case we are uh, we are keep these masses 1, 2 and 3 to equal distance, say here, here and here, means this here, this one, this length and this length, means equally we can place at equal distance and collect the data of natural frequency. Okay, then in second case, uh, this will be the condition when one mass will be at the middle and another two will be at the ends. Okay, and third case for 3 degree of freedom, all three mass will be bring to this center of this beam. Okay, this is the third condition. For each condition we are taking different frequencies from accelerometers. For 2 degree of freedom we are placing 2 accelerometer. For 3 degree of freedom we are putting 3 accelerometer on the top of this masses. Okay, let's begin the video again. So one more thing I want to tell you, that this is the data aggregation system. So this is channel 0, this is channel 1. These wires, where actually our accelerometer sensor is connected with, first one is connected with channel 0, CH0, and second one is connected to CH1. Okay, these two are the wires where our sensors are connected, accelerometer sensors are connected, and it will process through this data aggregation system. You will get the signal in the PC. Okay. Okay. So here we have one PC. This is the PC, and these are the wires. These are the wires finally going to this accelerometer. These are the wires from the diversion system. This is the accelerometer is connected. Okay. This is the accelerometer. Now we are going to the PC. In the PC we have already made some block diagram for collecting the data for this accelerometer. So let's play the video. So you need to open the PC, and this is our block diagram. Uh, this block diagram is same as I was shown in the experiment of free vibration of cantilever beam. So here also we are using one DAQ block, okay, one measurement block, this one for measurement block. You can get this data in a particular file, and we select one XY block, XY graph block from there, and another XY block for another cell. This is for FFT measurement, RMS measurement, one for directly you can get the data here, and one stop button additionally we add in this block diagram of NI library. Okay, let's play the video. In the meantime, I will also show you how to do the settings again. So this is the DAQ. Okay. So if you click there, so it will show you there is this property where you can see the see here 2 accelerometer is connected. This is for accelerometer 1 for mass 1. This is accelerometer 2 for mass 2. Okay. This is accelerometer 1. This is accelerometer 2. Okay. And here, if you remember in the free vibration of cantilever beam, sensitivity you need to put here The sensitivity will be depend on the calibration chart, whatever in the shown in the particular accelerometer. So we have the calibration chart accordingly. We need to put the value. This whatever you sense accelerometer using here, sensitivity is 9.72 millivolt per gram. So we are putting this value here. Okay. Okay. Then say okay. This is the value we put here. So this is the graph. We can get the data. So two graph will be there. One in amplitude versus time and another for amplitude versus frequency. So you get natural frequency in this graph, and this is for phase difference of two things. So this is one strike on 2 degree of freedom system. It will capture a data. So again strike, see clearly. So it will give you a data, these things. This is amplitude versus time. This is amplitude versus frequency. Okay. So it will give you a fast natural frequency of this system. Okay, first natural frequency of the system. By adjusting the cursor of this graph, you can get the value of this particular this frequency. So it will around, I will show you closely. This is around 16 hertz. So this is the value of this one. Okay. Okay. For second natural frequency, we are hitting like this. We are using two wooden piece, but actually it should be hammer, but we are using wooden piece. So we are hitting like this. One will be strike here, and this will be hit like here. Okay. So this will vibrate this beam with two masses. Let's see what will happen if you strike and as frequency you can get. So play the video like this. Strike like this. So hit like this. Start. Okay. So you get the frequency like this. So this was a second natural frequency. Okay, this was second natural frequency. So after that you need to capture the graph. You need to freeze it until and unless you are getting proper signal. You need to do this experiment again and again. So you need to hit several times and you capture it proper time when this peak will come. And in the first instant, this peak, in this first and second peak should be there in the this graph. So if you need at the very initial point, you need to capture those data in this graph, so you can able to then only you can able to calculate. Okay, let's see. So we are taking another strike there. Okay, okay. This in this two peak is come here. Okay, the two peak is comes there now. Okay, now we can get in the second strike we can get two peak. This is the first peak one. This is the first one. This is the first one. 1 minute. This is the first natural frequency. Then this is the second natural frequency for the second mode shape. Okay. Now from the peak we can directly get the amplitude value for second natural frequency, and this is for first natural frequency. Already we get last time in 16 hertz. Okay. Now a phase difference between the uh, 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 two signals we are now we are going to calculate. Okay. So how to calculate that? I'll show you. So phase difference calculation, you need to first this is the properties of the graph. So you need to select the cursor for getting the value of proper getting the proper value xy coordinate. So this is the x value for uh, second frequency is shown at 54. Okay. I will forward this one. They were selecting some cursor to get xy value properly. So you need to shift these lines in the graph uh, to get the proper position value of the graph. So this is a 54. It is mentioned in x value. This is the second frequency, second mode of frequency. Okay. So initially we get 16 for first natural frequency value. This was second natural frequency, and let's play the video again. For the phase difference, we are amplifying, uh, zooming this first graph, amplitude versus time. Okay. From here, you can zoom this scale to the required value. Okay. Now the zooming is proper, I think. So like that, we can shifting those lines in xy direction. You can get the values of this one xy position. For that, you can find out the phase difference between two points, two amplitude points. Okay. So in this picture, you can get a clear view. This picture, you get a clear view of that phase difference. How to find out? Say this is for this is in graph one with zooming this scale for visibility. Now this is the point one. This is the point two. So this difference is called phase difference. Okay. This gap, this amplitude and this amplitude point of two different uh, graph. You can find out like this. You just move to cursor of this line. You can shift here in whenever required. That value will be given here, x and y value. Okay, this is x, this is y. So you can get the value from here. Okay, from here you can find the phase difference. Okay, let's play the video. So like that you can get the phase difference. Okay. Now I am going to show you the data table we have that will provide it to you. So data table will be look like this type. This is uh, for 2 degree of freedom system. Okay, for 2 degree of freedom, and this is the taking at L by 3 means equal distance load will at equal distance from beginning end. So first I already shown you how to get the first natural frequency. We get 16, but here data table we are giving you value of 20, and second natural frequency we are giving this one, and phase difference this one. Okay. Then for this L4 on bearing and condition, so we are giving this is the data table. Okay. So this is actually not L4. This is a some this is will be a mass at the end condition. Okay, this is wrong. This is not L4. This is a bearing masses at the end of the bearing into here to the bearing. This is the simply supported beam. And now in this condition, mass this M1 and M2 are the nearby the bearing. Okay, in this condition, this is the data table for your calculation. And for the masses, both the masses taking in the middle position. So this is the first natural frequency. This is the in, so general natural frequency not given here. Okay, only one mode, then this is for only one frequency you can get there. Okay, this is for 2 degree of freedom. Okay, I already shown you the practical part of this experiment. Now I am going to show you some calculation part, theoretical calculation part. This is the known data we have already. We are going to provide you these calculations. So this calculation, this is the material properties of the system. Material is mild steel. That beam density is even given, modulus given, this disc diameter is given, thickness is given, this length is given, diameter is given, properties of the shaft. So these data are given, theoretical calculations also given here. Everything is given. So this formula, every calculation is given here. How to find the omega radian per second frequency, you can find like that. So then the natural frequency would be this much. Okay, and the second natural frequency omega 2 should this much. This is a theoretical value. Okay, so these things you need to write in your report. And this is the beam condition for first mode. This is second mode. uh, Finding different phases. We are also get the phase difference in the setup in the practical experiment. Okay, so this is the theoretical the theoretical part of this experiment. You need to read it thoroughly, and then for this experiment is means theoretical value, you may not get the exact theoretical value in the practical environment. Okay, this is it is written here. Experimental value are 20 and 59, but in our experience that is I already shown in the video, it is 16 and 54 hertz. Okay, so figure it is 20 and 25, it is shown here. So this is the graph, first mode, this is second mode. So you need to compare those data, whatever you data set is provided to you. From that data set you need to do these calculations. We see from theoretical calculation, whatever it is given here. From the theoretical calculation you do by your own, and from practical whatever shown in the video and data sheet or whatever we will provide you. From that data sheet you try to find out the first and second natural frequency by calculating by your own, and try to correlate with them that, and find out what will be the it will not come exactly that value, but how much it will come, you try to you will do the calculation from your part. Okay, if anything, if you face any confusion in during the experiment, we will be there for helping you. And thank you for today, and thank you for watching.